Welcome. My channel today let's explore the Australia 50 cents coins featuring Queen Elizabeth II for the years 1969, 1976, 1979, 1996, and 1999, covering history, design, mint marks, circulation, uncirculated/proof values, and mintage info for each. These coins belong to the Dodecagonal, 12-sided, type introduced in 1969, replacing the original round 50-cent coin of 1966. In the world of numismatics, coins are far more than mere monetary instruments. They are miniature time capsules reflecting the cultural, political, and economic landscapes of their era. One such coin is the 1979 Australia Elizabeth II 50 cents piece. Though common in appearance, this dodecagonal silver-colored coin carries with it the imprint of an evolving Australia and its enduring ties to the British monarchy. Royal portraiture and monarch, the obverse, front, of the 1979 50 cents coin features a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, a British sculptor. This iconic portrait, first introduced in 1966, is among the most recognized royal depictions globally. It shows the Queen facing right, wearing a tiara, a symbol of grace and continuity of the crown in the post-colonial era. By 1979, Australia was over a decade into its decimal currency system, having switched from pounds, shillings, and pence in 1966. Despite increasing national identity, Queen Elizabeth II remained on Australian currency as the constitutional monarch. Reverse design. The reverse side of the coin was designed by Stuart Devlin, an Australian goldsmith and jeweller. It features the Australian coat of arms, a shield representing 6 Australian states, flanked by a kangaroo and an emu, 2 native animals that cannot walk backward, symbolizing national progress. Above the shield is the 7-pointed Commonwealth star, and below, the denomination, 50 cents. Geographic circulation and mintage. Country, Australia. Mint, Royal Australian Mint, Canberra. Mintage, approximately 25,060,000 coins were minted in 1979. Metal composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Weight, 15.55 grams. Diameter, 31.65 millimeters. Shape, dodecagonal, 12-sided. Edge, plain. The coin was widely circulated throughout mainland Australia and Tasmania, making it a familiar sight in the pockets and purses of millions. Let's break down the coin's value based on condition. In general circulation, the 1979 50 cents coin is common. Its value is primarily face value, 50 Australian cents, unless preserved in exceptionally high grade. Typical circulated value, 0.50 Australian dollars to $1.50. Fine, F, to very fine, VF, grade, $1 to $2. Extremely fine, EF, $2 to $4. Uncirculated condition, an uncirculated coin has never been used and retains its original mint luster. Uncirculated, mint state 60 plus 5 Australian dollars to $15 depending on quality. Choice uncirculated, MS 65 or higher up to 20 Australian dollars to $30 plus. Proof condition, proof coins are struck with special dies on polished planchets, often for collectors. While no general proof issue of this coin exists for 1979, as per Royal Australian Mint records, any special sets or experimental strikes, if discovered, would have significant collector interest. Estimated value, if proof exists, 50 Australian dollars to $100 plus depending on rarity and packaging. The coin's dodecagonal shape helps it stand out in circulation and aids visually impaired users. The composition, copper-nickel alloy, gives the coin durability and a distinctive ring when dropped. Unlike the round 50 cents issued in 1966, which contained 80% silver and is now worth much more in metal value, the 1979 version has no precious metal content. The 1979 50 cents is not rare, but it is historically significant. It sits at a crossroads, between Australia's strengthening identity and its lingering colonial connections. A well-preserved example offers value to new collectors and students of Commonwealth numismatics. For best value, look for Full strike details, especially in the coat of arms. Lustrous surface without wear. No discoloration or corrosion. Original mint packaging, if any. Though it may only be worth 50 cents to most, the 1979 Australia Elizabeth II 50 cents coin is rich in symbolism and story. It represents a stable monarchy, a young nation's pride, and a design legacy by two of the Commonwealth's most influential artists. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a curious newcomer, this coin is a window into Australia's monetary and cultural past, still echoing in your hand. The 1999 Australia 50 cents coin bearing the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II is part of the long-standing series of Dodecagonal, 12-sided, coins first introduced in Australia in 1969. These coins represent both historical continuity and evolving national identity through their unique designs and commemorative issues. The year 1999 was a significant transitional time for Australia. The country was entering the final year of the 20th century, and there was growing national debate about Australia potentially becoming a republic, with a referendum on the issue held in November that year. Although the referendum was unsuccessful, it signified a strong wave of national reflection and identity. Coinage from this era can be seen as a reflection of Australia's commitment to its heritage and its links with the British monarchy.
The 50 cents coin from 1999 continues the tradition of bearing the monarch's portrait, reaffirming Australia's constitutional ties to the British Crown, with Queen Elizabeth II serving as the reigning monarch. Australia, a continent and a country, is located in the southern hemisphere, surrounded by the Indian and Pacific Oceans. The coin reflects the political structure of Australia as a constitutional monarchy within the Commonwealth realm. The monarch, Elizabeth II in 1999, is the ceremonial head of state, represented in Australia by the Governor-General. The design of coins like the 1999 50 cent speaks to this relationship, prominently featuring the Queen's portrait on the obverse. The reverse displays the Australian coat of arms, signifying the unity of the 6 states under a federal system. Denomination, 50 cents. Metal composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Mass, 15.55 grams. Diameter, 31.65 millimeters. Shape, Dodecagon, 12-sided. Edge, plain. Mint, Royal Australian Mint. Designer, obverse Ian Rank-Broadley. Designer, reverse Stuart Devlin. The obverse features the 4th portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank-Broadley. This effigy was introduced in 1998 and is noted for its realism and maturity compared to previous depictions. The Queen is shown facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The legend reads: the reverse displays the Australian coat of arms, featuring a shield containing the badges of the 6 states, supported by a kangaroo and an emu, 2 animals unique to Australia and symbolic of forward movement. The design was created by Stuart Devlin, the official goldsmith and jeweler to the Queen. The value, 50, is inscribed below the coat of arms. Standard circulation mintage, 1999. 43,676,000 coins. This relatively high mintage makes the coin common in everyday Australian change and in general circulation. Uncirculated version, issued in mint sets and special collector's packs. These are coins that were not released into general circulation and therefore have retained their original mint luster. Proof version, struck with a high-quality finish using specially polished dies and blanks. The proof coin features a mirror-like background with frosted design elements. 1999 proof sets. 1999 mint sets. Condition, average circulated. Estimated value, 50 cents to $1 Australian. Common in circulation, the 1999 50C coin generally holds only face value unless in extremely fine or better condition. Condition, mint state, MS 60 to MS 65. Estimated value, $2 to $5 Australian. Condition, proof, PR 65 or better. Estimated value, $10 to $25 Australian. Note, values can vary depending on the market, collector demand, and specific coin condition. Look for coins with minimal wear, sharp details, and clean surfaces, especially in the Queen's hair and facial features. Proof and mint sets from 1999 are often more valuable and sought after, especially if in original packaging. A good collector's piece for those focusing on Australian decimal coins or monarchical coin portraits. The 1999 Australia 50 cents coin is a solid representation of Australia's late 20th century numismatic tradition, showcasing the country's heritage, symbolism, and ties to the British monarchy. Though not rare, it remains an important coin for collectors of modern Australian currency, especially in pristine uncirculated or proof condition. It offers insight into Australia's identity at the close of the 20th century, both politically and culturally. The third step point 1996 Australia 50 cents coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II is part of Australia's long-running decimal coinage system, introduced in 1966. By 1996, Australia was celebrating 30 years of decimal currency, and the 50-cent coin had become a staple in the country's coinage, known for its distinctive dodecagonal, 12-sided, shape. In 1996, there were no special commemorative issues for the 50-cent denomination, making the coin part of the standard issue of the time. These coins are often collected for their consistent portrait of Queen Elizabeth II and their use of the Australian coat of arms on the reverse. Australia is a large island continent in the southern hemisphere, comprising 6 states and 2 territories. The Royal Australian Mint, located in Canberra, the national capital, is responsible for minting all of Australia's coins, including the 1996 50-cent piece. The coin circulated across all of Australia and was used for regular commerce, such as everyday purchases, bank transactions, and public vending systems. Denomination, 50 cents. Issuing country, Australia. Year of issue, 1996. Shape, dodecagonal, 12-sided. Diameter, 31.65 millimeters. Weight, 15.55 grams. Composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel, Cupro-nickel. Edge, plain. Portrait, Queen Elizabeth II. Designer, Raphael Maklouf. Inscription, Elizabeth II Australia 1996. Details, this version of Queen Elizabeth II is known as the Maklouf effigy, used from 1985 to 1998. It depicts a mature and regal queen with the George IV state diadem. Design, Australian coat of arms. Designer, Stuart Devlin. Details, the coat of arms features a shield containing symbols of Australia's 6 states, supported by a kangaroo and emu, 2 animals native to Australia and chosen because they cannot walk backward, symbolizing forward progress. Circulated coins, yes. Mintage for circulation, 1996 approximate, 25,689,000 coins. Mint location, Royal Australian Mint, Canberra. These coins were released into general circulation and were commonly used by the public throughout the late 1990s and into the 2000s. Uncirculated coins, available in mint sets. Proof coins, struck in higher detail for collectors, included in 1996 proof sets. Packaging, mint and proof sets typically came in presentation cases with certificates of authenticity. Striking quality, higher detail, mirror finish on proof coins, sharp rely. Value, face value to $1 depending on wear. Note, common and widely available in pocket change, only sells for more if in extremely high grade. Value, $2 to $5, depending on quality and demand. Higher values for coins with original mint luster and no signs of wear. Proof condition, from mint sets. Value, $10 to $25, depending on condition and packaging. Note, proof coins are not intended for circulation and often retain their value better due to limited mintage and presentation. Common date, the 1996 issue is not considered rare, but it is still collected as part of complete year sets. Best versions to collect, Look for uncirculated coins in original mint sets or proof versions for long-term value. Storage tips: to preserve value, store in acid-free holders or original mint packaging. Avoid handling with bare hands. The 1996 Australia 50 cents coin is a classic representation of Australia's decimal currency featuring Queen Elizabeth II. While not rare, it is an integral piece for collectors aiming to complete year sets or preserve a piece of Australian numismatic history from the 1990s. Its distinctive shape, enduring design, and royal portrait make it a timeless collectible. Collectibles. The heart of Australia, the year was 1976, a time of transformation and steady progress. Amidst this backdrop, the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra struck a coin that would go on to become a small but significant part of the nation's currency story, the 1976 Australian 50-cent coin, proudly bearing the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. Designed by Arnold Machin, the obverse side depicted the youthful Queen, a symbol of continuity across the Commonwealth realms. The reverse side, created by Stuart Devlin, carried the majestic Australian coat of arms, a proud statement of national identity featuring the kangaroo and emu. Crafted exclusively at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra, ACT, this 12-sided coin was made from Cupro-nickel, 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighed 15.55 grams, measured 31.65 millimeters in diameter, and had a reeded edge. In 1976, 25,990,000 of these coins entered circulation, becoming part of the everyday lives of Australians across cities and the vast outback. Over time, these coins aged differently depending on their usage. Their value today depends significantly on their grade. Circulated, VG to VF worn, with soft details. Common. Value, $1 to $3 AUD. Extremely fine, EF light wear on high points. Sharper design. Value, $4 to $6 AUD. About uncirculated, AU nearly full details, just minor marks. Value, $6 to $10 AUD. Uncirculated, UNC never used. Bright luster. Value, $10 to $15 AUD. Mint state, MS65 plus gem condition. Rare in this grade. Value, $20 to $50 plus AUD. Proof, non-circulating specially struck for collectors. Mirror-like finish. Found in 1976 proof sets. Value, $30 to $60 plus AUD depending on condition. The 1976 50-cent coin may not be the rarest, but it remains a collector's favorite due to its solid Cupro-nickel construction, classic Machin portrait, and emblematic reverse design. Collectors often seek the proof versions, produced in limited quantities for sets. These coins never saw circulation and were struck with higher quality dies for pristine finishes. Narrator, voiceover from the Royal Mint. We minted this coin not only for commerce, but to carry Australia's pride across hands and generations. Each facet, each edge, tells a story. Fade out, coin spinning to a stop, catching light across its 12 sides. The 1969 Australian 50 cents coin bearing the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II. Today, we delve deep into the design, geography, and value of this remarkable coin, a silver-colored piece of Australia's heritage. Narrator, to understand the 1969 Australian 50-cent coin, we must first rewind a few years. In 1966, Australia adopted decimal currency, shifting from pounds, shillings, and pence to dollars and cents. That same year, the first 50-cent coin was minted, composed of 80% silver. It soon became too expensive to produce due to the rising cost of silver. Consequently, in 1969, Australia reintroduced the 50-cent coin with a new composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel, a durable Cupro-nickel blend. This shift marked a significant economic and minting decision by the Royal Australian Mint. The silver round was gone, and a larger, dodecagonal, 12-sided, coin emerged, easily distinguishable by touch and sight. Narrator, The obverse of the coin features the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by British sculptor Arnold Machin. Her Majesty wears the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a symbol of continuity and the British Commonwealth's connection to Australia. Turn the coin over, and the reverse boasts a bold image of the Australian coat of arms, designed by Stuart Devlin. The intricate design includes the kangaroo and emu supporting a shield containing the symbols of Australia's 6 states. Above it rests the 7-pointed Commonwealth star, signifying Australia's unity as a federation. Narrator: in 1969, the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra struck approximately 14 million 50-cent coins. Unlike the rare 1966 silver issue, the 1969 version was produced in higher numbers and without precious metals, making it more suited for general circulation. These coins were not part of a commemorative series. They were standard circulation issues, made for everyday transactions and carrying the emblematic pride of Australia in every exchange. Narrator: the 1969 50-cent coin traveled across a rapidly modernizing Australia. From the remote towns of the Northern Territory to the bustling streets of Sydney and Melbourne, the coin passed through many hands: shopkeepers, students, laborers, and housewives, all participating in a young economy finding its post-colonial identity. With Queen Elizabeth II on one side and national emblems on the other, the coin symbolized both the British connection and Australia's independent spirit. It became a pocket-sized ambassador of Australia's culture and constitutional monarchy. Like all coins, the value of a 1969 50-cent coin depends heavily on its condition. In numismatics, coins are graded from poor, P1, to mint state, MS 70. Common grading categories include circulated, good to very fine coins that have wear from use but retain design detail. Uncirculated, mint state 60 to 70 coins that were never used in transactions and have no signs of wear. Proof, specially struck coins using polished dies and blanks, often made for collectors with a mirror-like finish and sharp detail. Narrator: so, what is a 1969 Australian 50-cent coin worth today? Circulated condition: in average circulated condition, these coins are common and generally worth around 50 cents to $2, depending on wear and eye appeal. Uncirculated condition: mint state. In brilliant uncirculated condition, values range from $10 to $25, with higher prices for superb strikes. Proof coins: though 1969 was not an official proof year for circulation 50-cent coins, collectors may find specimen strikes or coins in mint sets, which can fetch $30 to $60 or more, depending on rarity and demand. Errors or variants: coins with minting errors, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or clipped planchets, can dramatically increase in value, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars, depending on rarity and type. Narrator: the 1969 Elizabeth II Australia 50-cent coin is more than a piece of metal. It's a reflection of a changing nation, a stable monarchy, and a proud people. For collectors, historians, and everyday Australians, it holds both tangible and symbolic value. Whether found in an old jar, inherited from a grandparent, or showcased in a numismatic display, the coin remains a silent witness to a chapter in Australia's ever-evolving story. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget like, share and subscribe more coin collecting content.